One of the scariest times in your life is when you're sitting with your physician and they bring up the C word.
To begin, I noticed my lymph nodes swollen, and they stayed swollen for probably a couple weeks, and I knew that wasn't right one way or the other. I thought maybe possibly an infection of some sort. So I got into my primary doctor, who actually was with the VA. I went to the clinic here in Bourbonnais, and they took a look, thought it might be an infection too. So I got on some antibiotics, and I did the antibiotics for 2 weeks, and nothing really changed. So I got back in contact with my primary, and she recommended that I go to the ENT clinic. They at first did a scope, and actually right away the ENT doctor pointed towards HPV cancer.
Yeah, I wasn't aware what was going on at first. I just initially thought it's an infection, and so, he did the antibiotics, that wasn't working, and then that's when I was like, you don't want to go to that place, but you kind of have to, All these biopsies and waiting, I think was the worst, Sorry. And then when I found out, I was in shock, I was like, this can't be happening. The initial response that I had was, to be honest, like, I can't do this alone. I can't be a single mom. That was just where I went.
My son, he's only 3.5, three at the time. He we never really explained anything to him right off the bat. Mm-hmm. Further along in treatment, when I wasn't in the best shape, I couldn't run around with him and play with him like I usually did.
Yeah.
That was the toughest for me. It's just not the way you want your son to see you.
Yeah.
Finding out, that I was positive for this HPV cancer, and it brought up a lot of questions as far as treatment. I thought, I was going to be at Hines and having to drive for treatment, an hour and 15 minutes maybe. So that was on my mind initially once I found this out. I learned at that appointment that I would be able to do community care. And so I most likely got on the phone with family. Riverside's name came up, Dr. Hersvik's name came up. And so when they kind of asked me at that appointment at Hines where I would want to go, I put Riverside's name down and Dr. Hersvik's name down. And oddly enough, the doctor that I was seeing at Hines had known Dr. Hersvik from the residency or some kind of schooling, and confirmed that he would be the guy that I would want to see.
The TrueBeam that we treated him on, again with that more advanced image guidance, was able to reduce the toxicity of his treatment by a large amount. It's still difficult treatment. He's a strong man and have gotten through what we put him through.
His very first appointment with the radiologist, previous to that, the nurse, she was so informative. She had a folder of like all the foods he can eat, and just really, really nice, and comforting.
It takes a lot to come in that door every single day, even when you're getting worn down. But he kept a positive mindset through it all, and he's doing it for his family. So, when they talk about that stuff, it brings them joy because that's their why.
I was very well equipped from everyone there. All the doctors, the nurses, talking to everyone, the counselors, the dietitians. I felt well prepared in what I was up against and what I might experience throughout the journey. And just being close to home was going to be a lifesaver. It's been about 2 months since radiation has ended and chemotherapy has ended, and while some of the side effects have subsided, there's still there's still a lot of side effects and things that come up, and I mean, I know there will be for a while, but the fatigue is kind of gone away, and I'm able to go back to work full time and carry on. You know, obviously, like going back to say playing with my son full time.
I say this all the time. Riverside is a community hospital at heart. We've expanded into lots of other things, and we're a big regional health system, but we're a community hospital at heart. And to me, having the community help Riverside like we helped them, Jim Bridgewater is a tremendous example. He helped get the Betty Burch Bridgewater Cancer Center started in the first place. He came forward with a very generous gift and said, you know, I had to take Betty up to Chicago. I don't want to have to do that for other people in this community. And so again, his gift really helped generate that initial impetus for us to bring this sort of technology and this sort of center to the Bourbonnais market.
So with regards to treatment for cancer here at Riverside Cancer Institute, it's pretty much involved everything that can be available that's approved by the FDA. So from cancer chemotherapy agents that have been available for decades up to the latest therapeutics, including immunotherapy. From a systemic standpoint, we're able to offer our community everything that they would be able to receive at other cancer centers in the surrounding area and elsewhere. So obtaining a linear accelerator is a key component in terms of offering top-of-the-line treatments for our patients who are afflicted with cancer. It allows for the treating radiation oncologist to be able to better direct therapy, minimize toxicities, and help patients get through treatments quickly and very, very safely. I think it's really important that the community understands the value of having a machine like this and the technology like this in our community, and it does involve helping to put our hands together and our heads together in terms of raising funds to help make sure that everyone here in the Kankakee and surrounding region are able to receive treatments like radiation.
We have the latest technology here, including the new TrueBeam, will have an awesome impact on cancer care in this community. What I know is equally important is the team that's running that equipment. Radiation oncology is very much a team-based specialty. I'm one piece of the puzzle. We have great radiation therapists, they're the technicians who operate the equipment, physics staff, nursing, front desk staff. We all work together in order to provide patients their best possible outcome.
When patients ring the bell after completing treatment, it is a wonderful sound to hear. It really is. I tell them to ring that bell as hard as they can until they knock it off, because we want everyone in the building to know they've completed their treatment.
That's why Riverside has invested so heavily in cancer care in this community. Riverside's commitment to our community, our commitment to each and every person watching this video, is to bring the highest quality technology, the most easily accessible technology to our community to care for you. We've done it for the past 58 years, and we're going to continue to do it for the next 58 years.